Welcome back to Perspectives here on Arise News. We've hit the home stretch now, and for the leg of the conversation around dealing with hunger and hardship in Nigeria. I'm now being joined here by Nduka Udeh, the CEO of Export and Sales Limited. Nduka Udeh is one who knows very well the issues that African SMEs face in the export world and has put together a solution that is helping SMEs see results in their quest to go into exports, from providing a cost-effective shipping method to USA and beyond, to helping them sell on Amazon and other online marketplaces. The solution he prefers are really making a huge difference to African businesses, both in Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and other countries. Today, his company is DHL's biggest export partner in Nigeria, employing over 120 employees both in Nigeria and the USA, and currently helping Nigerian SMEs to export over 4 billion worth of products monthly from Nigeria to locations all over the world. Good morning, Nduka.
Thank you.
Good morning to see you here on Perspectives.
Thank you.
You, of course, like you saw the past interview that we just had,
yes.
All gloom and doom.
Yes.
There seems to be no light at the end of the tunnel. And of course, your own and your job is to bring light to the end of that very, very difficult tunnel. You know, and it's good to know that people can now sit back and think, okay, even if I cannot earn naira here, there's an opportunity to earn dollars. So let's even start. How have you been able to help small businesses earn this yen for dollar? Can you give an example, for instance, of how much you can earn through your channel?
See, the amount you can earn is virtual. Will I say is endless, you see? You have companies that we have taken from zero to $60,000, $80,000 of export earning in 4 or 5 months, right? Wow. And there's so much potential, you know, whether it's food, cosmetic, art and craft. Nigeria has all this in abundance. And you have so many companies out there in the Western world who are looking for these products, right? We just need to get a few things right. And again, all of this has to deal with government policy. You know, there's a lot of policy in the government that is impeding SMEs from effectively tapping into the opportunities that exist in the export.
Yeah, but as interesting as this sounds, and as encouraging as it sounds to the average person, some of them might not have the capital. So how much capital do you need to start this kind of business?
Well, it depends on what you are exporting. You know, I started my export career with probably less than $100 as far back as 2014. You know, I came into Nigeria, I saw people who were selling this basket. I bought it, I went back, put it on Amazon, it sold, I come back, you know, I did it every time. And then that was how it started. And it got to me that, look, there is a huge opportunity for so many businesses. Now, depending on what you are selling, you can start with $1 million, you can start with 5, you can do with 50. It just depends. You know, I always tell people, start small, but don't remain small.
Okay, I want to ask, even when you talk about starting small.
Yes.
Now, what about if the person shows you the product?
Yes.
And you see the quality of the product, and you know that, okay, maybe you have to fine-tune 1 or 2 things, but they literally do not have any monies to show you more than that one sample that they have shown you. Is there anybody or any platform in which they can borrow monies to now make several of this particular product before now taking it to you, the exporter?
Yeah. So one of the challenges, again, like I said earlier, is the government policy. The government needs to come out and help these businesses in a better way. Now, you have organizations like SMIDAN who are doing certain things in that regard. But what you see is that a lot of the funding is difficult to get, right? Genuine businesses who need this funding find it difficult a lot of times to get. Now, the biggest problem that we have seen with Nigerian businesses going into export is, again, what you said. Is the product ready for the export world? What works in Nigeria will not work over there. And again, when I talk about government policies, if you look at the act establishing some of the agencies that are supposed to support export, some of those acts were put in place when the focus of the country was not on export. So let me give an example. If you look at the you know, when we talk to so many of these businesses, one of the issues they kept on talking about was agencies like NAFDAC, you know, impeding their ability to easily get what they need to go to export. And then when you look at the act forming NAFDAC, right? It does not favor export. Government need to go back and look at the act that established organizations like NAFDAC, like SON, simplify the processes of export through customs and a lot of other agencies. This is our problem.
Okay. Now you said that, but most times when you think about exporting goods,
yes,
what are the ways? What are the cheapest ways to ship these goods across?
Yes. So again, you have to look at solutions like ocean. Right? Now, one of the biggest issues we have with the average Nigerian SME is what I call passive exporter. The Nigerian system is set up for passive export. So what do I mean by passive export? Most Nigerian businesses, they wait until they get somebody from abroad who says, oh, I need this product, so they are not set up in a way where even as they sleep, they are making money. And that is what we are changing. We are moving businesses from passive to active, whereby we have solutions. Now, we have, as a company, Export and Sell, we have warehouses in Houston and Atlanta. We have an export team now in Houston. And all they do is we look for businesses that have the products and the capacity to export. We move it through ocean because ocean reduces your shipping costs by close to 80%. And when these products get to our US warehouse, we now have people there who are helping to push it to various outlets that need this product. That's the only way to reduce the cost.
We've spoken about the process.
Yes.
What about between you and the buyer?
Yes.
How is the profit margin determined?
Well,
for instance, let me give an example.
Sure.
If, for instance, I have a bag that I have made that I feel is worth $10.
Yes.
And I want to sell it to you for you to be able to sell it on these platforms.
Yes.
And I expect that you should put $12 on top or $2 or what have you. So the end product is now being sold at $12.
Yes.
In my mind, I've charged you $10.
Yes.
But what if you don't think that product is worth $10?
Yes.
Or you think that by the time you do the packaging and do the presentation and do the placement in all these platforms, that $10 is too much to pay me.
Yes.
How do you and the manufacturer come to an agreement? How much do you make and how much does the manufacturer make?
So we use a completely different system. That may be the system others are using. The system we use is we first of all take a look at the product the company has and we help them to run what we call a profitability analysis. That analysis will help them determine their base minimum pricing so that when the product gets to the US or Canada, they are now able to look at it and know what extra they need to add, either to sell it to African stores, to sell it on Amazon, to sell it to US retail stores, right? So what we really do is provide the infrastructure to support the export.
Yeah, but who determines the price?
We help them, the buyer, the manufacturer determines the price. We help you to tell you this is the right price. And once that price is in synchrony with what the buyers want to buy, we don't come in and take a commission. We just set up the infrastructure, so we are running the shipping process so that you don't have issues with US customs and Canadian customs, which is where a lot of people have problems. And then we have the infrastructure for the warehousing, right? Now we've set up a system that enables you can, as a manufacturer, you can be in Nigeria, you log into our warehousing application and you see all the products you have in your foreign warehouse. And from those warehouses, you can move the product to various places.
So basically, at the end of the day, I'm the one that determines how much to put.
You determine, yes.
And if you think what I expect is too high,
yes,
how do you convince me otherwise?
Well, one of the things we have seen is that what most people expect to earn is actually too low. Right? Yes, because the profitability is massive. So let me give an example. You take a little bottle of spice that you are selling in ShopRite for, say, 1,500 naira. So obviously, before the manufacturer sells it to ShopRite, they would have probably sold it to ShopRite for maybe 800. 800 now is about 50 cents. Right? So if the manufacturer says, I want to make times 3, which is like $1.50, those products are selling in the US for about $5.99, $6.99. So the profit potential is massive.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So you are in town to promote this service and this business platform. So any last words for anybody watching this program?
Thank you. So we are going to be having an event at the Oriental Hotel in Lagos, March 6th and 7th. For businesses, once you're a business and you have products you sell locally and you want to go into export, simply go to exportandsell.com/event. You will be able to register for this event.
Thank you so much.
It's massive.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your insights. Thank you so much for this opportunity that you're providing for Nigerians as a people, because we need that. And hopefully those who have raw talents and want to take it to the next level will use your platform to promote their talents and promote their goods. Thank you so much for being the light at the end of this very dark tunnel. And we hope many more like you will be on ground to help us grow the economy much better than it is today.
My pleasure.
So there's ultimately one thing that makes human beings deeply and profoundly bitter, and that is to have to thrust upon them a life without meaning. Poverty is not an accident. It is man-made and can be removed by the actions of human beings. To bring about lasting positive change, it is important that compassion-driven people and organizations work together to address the economic and social factors that contribute to poverty and inequality. The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have too little. That's all we have time for you today. You've been watching Perspectives here with me on Arise News. My name is Ruth Osime, and always remember, life is a learning curve.